Hi, I'm Angie Harmon, and I'd like to introduce you to an organization that is near and dear to my heart. The Alliance for Children's Rights is a local LA charity doing the most important work there is, helping kids who live in poverty and abuse. Being a mother of 3, I know that the most important thing in my life is giving my children a safe and happy childhood so they have a chance for a bright future. The kids that come through the Alliance's doors aren't so lucky. They live each day without the most basic essentials that all kids need to thrive: a loving home, consistent medical care, and a good education.
We have lawyers, social workers, a public health nurse. It's a team of skilled advocates that come together. We triage to make sure children get all of the services and critical supports that they need.
The kids were taken away from her, from the mother, and subsequently adopted. The adopted mother just passed away. So the bio aunt now has the kids, but she wants to know what her best option is. Is it guardianship or is it adoption?
I would say that this is a good case for readoption.
When you get an adoption, has to be done in that amount of time then?
When you're doing the readoption to the independent unit, the process goes in reverse.
Can we do a temporary legal guardianship? Can we get that in place pending the outcome of the independent? We can, right?
Yeah, why not? Actually, it's a great idea. Why not? Just move it ahead and then we can
But do we
withdraw
really
them.
need to? Can't they?
But every case is different. 19-year-old Angela had just started college when her mother died of cancer. Her mother's final wish was for Angela to raise her younger siblings, one who has Down syndrome.
We got a phone call from Angela at the Alliance asking what would happen if her siblings were put in foster care, concerned that they'd all be placed together and that she could get them back at some point when she felt like she was more able to care for them. She had been in college for a few months. We told her that there was no guarantee one of her siblings has Down syndrome and that it would be very difficult to find a placement for 5 siblings.
I was scared and nervous because I didn't know what was going to happen and how I was going to take care of them. We were living in South Central and in a very unsafe neighborhood, and I didn't know how was I supposed to raise 5 kids on my own living in an area like that.
Angela was determined, and we were all in awe of her determination and her maturity, and we helped her obtain the legal guardianship.
It's been hard, up and down, but I'm glad that we're together.
And she won't brag about herself, but she's also back in school and doing really well. And you got 2 A's in English, her first semester back, quarter back.
Yes. I don't know, I didn't realize there was all these many good souls out there, if I could put it that way. Just the people that I've met that were not alone.
The Foster Children's Adoption Project for the Alliance, we finalize adoptions for children in Los Angeles County foster care. We step in to complete the adoptions after the kids have already gone through a long process and create permanent families. What inspires me is these children that have already been through abuse and neglect and have already been moved from home to home several times in a lot of cases, and you know, they need parents. If you think about your life, if you didn't have the guidance of a parent or the security to know where you're going to sleep at night, knowing that we can really make a difference if we get these kids adopted, that's what keeps me going.
Benefits program works with kids in foster care, and we work with their caregivers to secure the highest benefit that those children are eligible for. The work that we do actually helps promote safe and stable homes, and what we found is that the county often doesn't provide the right level of benefits for these children with special needs. And so we get in there and we get the right rate on for this family. That child's able to remain in that home, in that permanent home of the legal guardian, rather than going back into foster care, and especially for our teens, may be faced with a group home placement. And that's why I think the Alliance works so well, is because we provide the holistic service. So it's not just about getting financial benefits on. We also have, our special ed team is fantastic to try and get these services in place for special education as well.
Well, what we do here is we request special education assessments of the school district, and we attend meetings which are called IEP meetings to help advocate for special education eligibility. The kids in the foster care system have such a high need because they already have that one strike against them in the fact that they've been abandoned, abused, or neglected, and that's why they're in the special education system. For instance, I have a case where in one school year the child moved schools 5 different times, and for kids who are more severely disabled, that transition can can completely impede their progress. A lot of our school districts are not equipped properly to develop an IEP according to what the law requires. I think we've started with a unique perspective in that we want to try and work collaboratively with the IEP team and with the school district. As far as making an impact on foster care children, I hope I do. I think what I do has some great meaning.
Youth aging out of the foster care system have even a tougher time because they are doing it all on their own with little support or guidance. And that's why we created the Mentor Program.
We're working with a population that really has not had a lot of really good relationships in their life with adults. So a lot of times they're reluctant to establish those relationships. They've never really been successful. So one of the important things about having a mentor is it shows them they can have successful relationships with adults. You know, there are so many youth that leave foster care and have no family to depend on, and all those conversations that we had with our parents that we took for granted and as they guided us to being a successful adult, these kids don't have that. So to have somebody in their life to be able to help them through all those rough times and all those applications they have to fill out and all those bureaucracies they have to deal with, that's huge.
The Alliance staff can't do it alone. They rely on hundreds of volunteers each year, from pro bono attorneys donating thousands of hours of legal work, to student interns, to caring individuals out in the community.
The pro bonos play a crucial role in the Alliance for Children's Rights and the way in which we provide services. For every one attorney that we have on staff, we literally have hundreds of pro bono attorneys that are able to take on additional matters. The calendar year for 2008, we recorded over 24,000 hours worth of pro bono time. Our model here is not simply to throw a case at an attorney and tell them, okay, call us when your case is done and thanks for helping out. It's really almost a co-counseling type of an arrangement. And you see this great connection between the pro bonos and the kids and the families that they're working with. That's really the most rewarding part.
The Alliance's funding comes completely from private donations and foundation grants. They receive no public funding and have to raise their budget each year to keep their doors open for the 6,000 kids they help annually.
I am clear that when people donate their time, their energy, their money, it is used judiciously. It makes a difference in children's lives in this community. We have touched so many children in so many ways and so many families and strengthened them. And although I'd like to get rid of every one of their problems today, I know it's one kid at a time, and we are making that difference.
The Alliance made a difference in my life.
Me too.
Me too.
Please join me in helping all of the children out there who need the Alliance's support.